Hey guys, Kiwi here. Warning spoilers for Breaking Bad, El Camino, and Better Call Saul to Season 6, Episode 8. In this video, I'll be breaking down and discussing recent news that has come to light during the Better Call Saul Season 6 mid-season break in regards to Walt and Jesse's cameo during Season 6 Part 2. Like the video if you end up enjoying it, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Twitter for more Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad updates. With that being said, let's jump into the Walt and Jesse cameo updates. So as you may know, just before Season 6 started airing, Peter Gould confirmed that both Walt and Jesse would be making an appearance at some point during Season 6. We've gotten a lot of small tidbits here and there during the Season 6 mid-season break, and it's finally to the point that there's enough info to compile together that I wanted to make an entire video recapping everything. Now to really jump into chronologically recapping all of the lore recently revealed for the Walt and Jesse cameos, we first have to once again take a look at that Tribeca Film Festival, which aired episode 608 a few weeks early to a select audience. During Tribeca, Bob Odenkirk gave some insight on the Walt and Jesse cameo. Bob said that their cameo was a full circle moment, along with saying that it's not just one time and it was great. So this clearly implies that Walt and Jesse may be in multiple scenes or even multiple episodes. During a clip of Bryan Cranston's recent interview on Kelly and Ryan, he says he makes an appearance, which does sound singular.
I have an appearance on Better Call Saul.
He says that he shot an episode, implying that there's just more than one scene. Bryan Cranston has said multiple times that he doesn't even know what episode he's in because they filmed their scenes out of order separately like a year and a half ago.
I don't know what it is because Aaron and I shot this episode a year and a half ago. And they weren't even in production yet.
In an article interview with Radio Times, Bryan Cranston then clarified filming his cameos. He said that they actually filmed in April of 2021. Now, looking at some tweets from Tom Schnauz, he revealed that they were filming episodes 610 to 613 between October 2021 and December 2021. This just makes it clear that they filmed the Walt and Jesse cameos completely out of order and before they had even filmed anything else for Season 6. Apparently, it was surprising for both Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul that Better Call Saul decided to announce their cameos going into Season 6. During a recent interview with Aaron Paul, he said he was surprised that they could even talk about it.
You guys have reunited as your characters from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And
I can't believe that we can talk about that. It was supposed to be. I didn't think that we were going to be able to talk about it.
And Bryan said during his clarification article interview that they were surprised that Better Call Saul announced it, saying, well, I guess we can talk about it now. Then just recently in the last week or so, Bryan Cranston confirmed that there would be 3 scenes total between Walt and Jesse. Apparently Walt has a scene by himself, Jesse has a scene by himself, and then they both have a scene together. So will all these scenes be back to back in a Breaking Bad flash forward with multiple scenes, or are they just doing a full episode in the Breaking Bad timeline? At first I just thought we'd have a similar Breaking Bad flash forward missing scene similar to the cold open episode 405, Quite a Ride, with Saul in his Breaking Bad office. Now it seems like we may be spending more time in the Breaking Bad timeline than initially thought, considering the news that Walt and Jesse will now have a total of 3 scenes between them, along with the recent trailer that showed Saul getting ready for his day in his Breaking Bad mansion that we first saw at the beginning of episode 601. So could all of that happen at the same time, or are we just gonna get a full Breaking Bad episode? Let me know what you think. Next up, Peter Gould did a recent article interview with EW giving some interesting tidbits. He first says that, I think the way you see them and when you see them won't necessarily be what you'd expect. He continues to say that I've heard a lot of theories about what's going to happen, and I'm happy to report that I haven't heard a theory that comes quite close to the actual fact. So I'm not sure what theories Peter has heard of, but apparently none of them have accurately predicted the Walt and Jesse cameos. This makes me think back to my almost an hour-long video I did right before Better Call Saul Season 6, where I came up with pretty much every single theory I could think of as to how Walt and Jesse could have a cameo, and I even made that right before the Walt and Jesse cameo was confirmed. I don't think that, Peter has seen my videos or that he'd sit through a 50-minute video crammed full of theories, but in my video I have a good 25 plus theories as to how Walt and Jesse could appear, so if it's not one of those, I'm completely clueless at this point, to be honest. Anyways, back to the interview. Peter says that the thing that I'm really proud of is we waited to see them until it was right for the story. Of course, the low-hanging fruit would have been to have them appear early in Season 1 to kick the show off. I think that the way they appear is all about the story of Jimmy McGill and Kim Wexler and Mike Ehrmantraut. I hope that you agree when you see it. Peter adds it's very much about the story that we've got, and it's very much in keeping with the style of this particular show and the way that we present things. I'm very excited, and they of course are fantastic. So I love how Peter is clarifying that the Walt and Jesse cameos aid in the the overall story for Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul has definitely found its footing over the years, and it's been able to stand on its own two legs without really needing to rely on Breaking Bad too much, and fans were worried that the Walt and Jesse cameos would ruin that fact. So it's good to hear that the Walt and Jesse cameos were designed to fit Better Call Saul and not just Breaking Bad. Also helps with the fact that you may not need to see Breaking Bad in order to understand it. It sounds like the Walt and Jesse cameos aren't just a random Breaking Bad missing scene shoehorned into the show to artificially build hype, but that they actually do relate to the Better Call Saul theme and story as a whole. Something that makes me raise an eyebrow is the fact that Peter says that the Walt and Jesse cameo is all about the relationship between Jimmy, Kim, and Mike. As I discussed in my 50-minute Walt and Jesse theories video, Walt doesn't join the criminal world or teams up with Jesse until Breaking Bad kicks off in 2008, with Better Call Saul happening in 2002 to 2004. So if the Walt and Jesse cameo is them together working as criminals, it must take place during the Breaking Bad timeline. Plus, Walt and Jesse never formally met Saul or Mike until the events of Breaking Bad, and like halfway through season 2 at that. It's true that Jesse knew of Saul Goodman through Emilio, but I don't think that he ever personally met him or worked with him. So is the Walt and Jesse cameo a Breaking Bad flash forward missing scenes similar to the El Camino missing scenes, or similar to episode 405 of Better Call Saul? This cameo apparently invoked the relationship between Jimmy, Mike, and Kim, which is just really interesting to me. We know that Jimmy and Mike are still work associates in Breaking Bad, but does this imply that Kim is also still a work associate of theirs too during the Breaking Bad timeline as well? Maybe Kim does end up working under Ice Station Zebra Associates like we've predicted in previous videos and discussions and theories ever since just after Better Call Saul season 5 finished, or maybe Kim is married to Saul still, or at least just keeps in contact with him. Keep in mind that originally Mike was Jimmy's guy that he'd work with, but as of season 6, Mike has started to approach Kim directly since he thinks that she's made of sterner stuff after hearing her tell off Lalo in her apartment from episode 509. Will Mike continue to become more interested in working with Kim over Jimmy? And could this create problems between Jimmy and Kim? It's also possible that Kim is in jail during the Breaking Bad timeline, meaning that she's still technically around, but it could explain away why we never saw her in Breaking Bad. Are we going to see some sort of Walt and Jesse cameo where they actually meet Kim, or will the Walt and Jesse cameo just involve Jimmy and Mike and they kind of name drop Kim or mention them to Walt and Jesse? I'm just really curious if Walt and Jesse ever became aware about Kim during the Breaking Bad timeline, because the cameo is not just about Jimmy and Mike's relationship, right? Apparently it's about Jimmy, Mike, and Kim. So either we might have a scene where Walt and Jesse actually meet Kim, or at least Jimmy and Mike name drop Kim in front of them. I'm really curious how this is going to play out. How do you think that the Walt and Jesse cameo will relate to Jimmy, Kim, and Mike? Leave all thoughts and theories in the comments below. Also, links to everything I've talked about will be in the video description. I'd appreciate a like on the video if you've enjoyed anything I've said today. If you're new to the channel, just haven't yet already, subscribe and hit that bell notification to stay updated on when I post new content on Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. Check out my Patreon or give a super thanks to help support the channel financially. But most importantly, I thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. I'm very excited.
Can you tell us anything?
No.
No?